Ukrainian forces have once again demonstrated their growing dominance in drone warfare, unleashing a devastating wave of FPV drone strikes that targeted Russian troops attempting to flee from a contested sector of the front line. The harrowing footage, released by Ukrainian units, shows the merciless precision with which these drones hunted down soldiers as they scrambled for safety across the scarred battlefield. The attack unfolded after Russian infantry units broke under relentless artillery and armored pressure. Desperate to escape, dozens of soldiers abandoned their trenches and attempted to withdraw across open ground. But their retreat was short-lived, as Ukrainian drone operators locked onto their movements with deadly accuracy. FPV drones equipped with explosive warheads swooped in at low altitude, accelerating toward their targets with terrifying speed. Each impact sent shockwaves across the fields, blasting apart fleeing soldiers and creating scenes of chaos and panic among the remnants of the Russian unit. Survivors scattered in every direction, but the drones proved relentless in their pursuit. Ukrainian commanders reported that the strike was carefully coordinated, waiting until Russian troops had no cover and were fully exposed. It was a trap, one officer stated. They thought they could run, but our drones ensured they paid the price for invading our land. The battlefield quickly turned into a scene of carnage. Several Russian soldiers were seen attempting to hide behind destroyed vehicles or craters, but the drones maneuvered with frightening agility, diving directly into their positions and detonating on impact. Each explosion marked another moment of terror for those trying to survive. Russian attempts to counter the assault with small arms fire proved futile. Soldiers fired wildly into the sky, but the drones weaved through the air, too fast and too precise to be stopped. Their efforts only betrayed their positions, making them easier prey for Ukrainian operators monitoring the battlefield in real time. Witnesses described the scene as one of sheer desperation. Men who only moments earlier were retreating in an organized line descended into chaos as explosions erupted around them. It was like a storm of fire chasing them, said one Ukrainian drone operator. Wherever they ran, we followed. The strike has become another example of Ukraine's effective use of low-cost technology against a far larger and better-equipped army. Each FPV drone costs only a fraction of the price of Russian armored vehicles or artillery, yet they continue to inflict disproportionate damage on the enemy. Military analysts say this tactic is redefining modern warfare, proving that agility, precision, and innovation can overpower sheer numbers. The battlefield has become a place where even the most basic drone can tilt the balance of power in unexpected and devastating ways. Russian losses in this latest strike are believed to be significant. Although exact numbers remain unconfirmed, Ukrainian sources estimate that dozens of soldiers were either killed outright or severely wounded in the onslaught. Videos released online show lifeless bodies scattered across the battlefield, silent testimony to the drone's deadly efficiency. Smoke drifted across the ruined landscape, mingling with the cries of the wounded who had no chance of rescue under the watchful eyes of operators still circling overhead. For Ukrainian forces, these operations are not just about immediate battlefield gains, but also psychological warfare. Every strike erodes Russian morale, reminding frontline soldiers that retreat is no longer a guarantee of survival. Even in flight, they remain vulnerable to the silent eyes in the sky. Soldiers who once believed they could escape by fleeing now find themselves trapped between the firepower of advancing Ukrainian units and the merciless pursuit of explosive drones, hunting them down with terrifying persistence. The incident also highlights Ukraine's expanding mastery of drone swarm tactics. Operators now coordinate multiple drones simultaneously, overwhelming enemy defenses and ensuring that few targets escape. This level of synchronization has transformed the battlefield into a deadly arena where hesitation or fear can be fatal. With every passing month, Ukraine refines these techniques, turning the skies into a battlefield of their own where Russia holds little control and even less hope. As news of the strike spread across Russian military channels, anger and fear surged among their ranks. Commanders face growing difficulties in keeping units motivated when soldiers know that running can be just as dangerous as fighting. Reports suggest some troops now hesitate to withdraw, fearing they will be hunted down by drones the moment they leave cover. Deserters whisper about the horrors of being stalked from above, and this dread seeps into every trench, sapping the will to resist and creating cracks in discipline that commanders struggle to mend. Ukrainian officials hailed the success as proof of their continued technological advantage. "This is the future of war," said a spokesperson for the defense forces. "Every Russian soldier who sets foot on our land will face not just our men, but the eyes of our drones watching from above." Their message carried both warning and promise that Ukraine will exploit every inch of technological superiority to grind down the invaders, strike by strike, until the last aggressor is driven out. The battlefield remains littered with wreckage, shattered helmets, torn uniforms, broken rifles, and burning debris that mark the final moments of those who tried to escape. The scorched earth is now a graveyard where technology met desperation and desperation lost. For those who survived the attack, the memory of drones screaming toward them before exploding will serve as a lasting reminder of Ukraine's unrelenting defense and the inescapable dangers that lurk overhead. What began as a retreat turned into a slaughter, and with every strike, Ukraine has shown the world that even a fleeing enemy cannot escape justice from the skies. The battlefield is no longer just a contest of men and machines on the ground. It has become a domain where death descends silently from above, swift and merciless, leaving no sanctuary for those who dare to flee.